6-turn surgeon knot, Suffix Siege in 17-pound, Suffix Superior in 50-pound. This is what I call a leader stick. This is a piece of 3/4 inch PVC pipe, oh, maybe 4 inches long or so, and it's taped on initially, and then the end of it is rubber band on with 18, 20, 24 inches left hanging. A bunch of these leader sticks I keep in my surf bag so that I can tie on new leaders real easy. And this is coming off of your reel. The first thing we'll do is put the main line in through the rubber band that's on the leader stick, because you want to keep these two lengths of mono kind of together, because you're going to be using this to pass through the overhand knots. So we need to make an overhand knot, a big one. And there it is. And I'll pass this through 6 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And you can pull it till it makes those figure 8s or figure 8. Now you moisten. Saliva is best. And pull these guys together into a really nice tight knot. And then the tag end of the main line, tag end of the mono, pull them together just to cinch the knot up nice and tight. And that's pretty much it. Tag ends can be cut pretty close. Or actually very close. Plenty strong. Let's test it. So I'm going to cut this off. I'm going to make an overhand knot to attach to the digital force gauge. And let's cut off a length of the Suffix Siege main line. Digital force gauge already set up to show the peak. And we'll use a pulling stick on the main line. It's wrapped around the pulling stick a bunch of times. It never overlapped, because if you overlap, that overlap itself will become a fulcrum point to cut the main line. So here we go. That's tough. Broke it 20.85 pounds. And where did it break? It broke before the knot. The main line broke. The knot is still intact. That is one heck of a strong knot. 6-turn surgeon knot. Numbers don't lie. Giddy up. This is a CT or spinner type reel knot, and will not work well, if at all, with CS level line reels. There are better knots to use for those reels. For all mono-to-mono fishing line knot types, the surgeon is perhaps the largest in diameter, and that might be a concern for passing through rod guides, but hasn't been an issue in my testing for the rods I use for surf fishing. I've done side-by-side tests with the 6-turn surgeon and other smaller diameter knots such as the popular uni-to-overhand, the albright, the alberto, the slim beauty, the no-name, the carrot, and many, many other knot types and their variations. My testing with the 6-turn surgeon knot has been with quality, supple mono such as Suffix and Sakuma for both the mainline and shock leader. I've completed dozens of surgeon tests with these mono lines, and all have broken on the main line and over 100% of the mainline rated tensile strength. Almost all label line strengths are conservative, and all good types will break above their listed strengths, and I've observed that in my mono line knot testing. Yes, I fully well understand dry mono versus wet mono tests. I've done lots of mono tests wet. However, testing dry is far more consistent than wet, and that is why you will find that most, if not all, knot testing is done dry. Dry tests also allow for a better comparative test platform between different test sources and protocols. It is difficult, if not impossible, to take into consideration real-world criteria that, besides any water type variation, will degrade any line knots such as abrasion, UV rays, aged and overstretched line, and poorly tied knots. Dry knot testing gives a consistent basis for all line and knot evaluations. I suggest that each of us do our own fishing knot testing to be sure about knot strength. Do at least 3 tests per knot. 6 is better. I do no less than 12. A cheap luggage scale is all that is needed, typically under $10. There you have it. Good fishing to all.